What does the elk water map really show us? In my opinion, it shows us deception. The elk water issue is so multifaceted that it's hard to focus on just individual details. And there's one that I've included in my past videos, but the videos are so long you probably didn't even get to that part. It's a detail that's really important because regardless of how you feel about elk and whether or not they should die or whether or not they should be treated mercifully or whatever, the Park Service shouldn't be deceptive. So this elk map detail dates back to September of 2020 when I listened to Melanie Gunn and Dave Press of the Park Service on the radio tell people about their recently updated map that they were including on their website and mailing out to people who were concerned. So myself and another person took that map and went into the park to take a look at all of those water sources ourselves. Now, I have an entire series on this. If you haven't watched it or don't want to, the summary is that take that map and replace all of the blue dots and the blue lines with brown and black to represent the mud and dirt that's actually there, and you have a more accurate picture. Or maybe you should throw in some white too to represent the bones of the dead elk. To say that the depiction of the map is deceiving is an understatement, but it's not really the depiction of the map that's my main point today. It's the fact that that map is the same map being used today, despite multiple times the Park Service stating that they have updated the map based on them going out into the field, monitoring the situation, and updating the map accordingly. So now we begin the story of the updated, not updated maps. Some concerned citizens wrote to the park saying, look, what's happening to these elk is unacceptable. Please do something. Please change your policy. So this conversation I'm featuring between a citizen and Melanie Gunn of the Park Service staff started October 28th of 2020, roughly a month after the first water map was published. In the first exchange, Melanie states that the Park Service is actively monitoring the availability of water at Tamales Point, and water is available. Go look at the FAQ, including a recently updated map and photos of water sources. What does recently updated mean? It's October 28th. Is she referring to the original map? Is a month recent? So I pointed this out to the citizen. I was like, that's not an updated map. What exactly is the Park Service referring to? So the citizen writes back saying, hey, thanks for the update, but I don't see an updated map. Now we're on October 29th, and Melanie writes back saying that the map can be found at the website, linked below. Here's a direct link for your convenience. The citizen continues to express her concern. And on October 29th, 2020 at 9:02 a.m., Melanie says the Park Service staff were in the field last week confirming these water sources, and the map was updated accordingly. At my behest, on October 29th, the citizen writes back saying, hello, thanks, but that's not an updated map. I've seen that map before. So Melanie's gotten multiple warnings, hints at the least at this point, that this person is onto the non-updated map and has persisted in saying, yes, it is updated. And so at 10:27 a.m., the citizen says, if I may, perhaps it's a mistake on my part, but could you send me the map as an attachment to make sure I'm not looking at the wrong one? So finally, that afternoon, Melanie writes back saying, my apologies, you are correct. The map is from September. A few things here. If I hadn't been there to guide that citizen, they would have just taken the Park Service at their word. How would they know? I mean, how many people know that map intimately enough to quickly realize, no, that's not updated? Now, how many times did Melanie insist that the map had been updated before finally having to concede that it wasn't updated because she couldn't produce a PDF of an updated map to go alongside the old map? That's basically being forced to admit that you weren't telling the truth. Now, mistakes can be made, of course, but stating that staff were in the field the week before monitoring and the map was updated accordingly is a specific action that you're stating took place that did not take place. The map that you claimed was updated accordingly to what the staff saw out in the field was not an updated map. Why should we believe that the staff were even in the field? If the sentence before was a lie, why isn't the sentence after a lie? And let's pretend, let's go into fantasy land and say that the results were exactly the same. What does updating mean? Why would you even say that you updated a map if the results were exactly the same? Now go ahead and make all your excuses for the Park Service staff and ignore everything I've told you so far, and let's fast forward after being made privy of emails being sent out by the park staff to citizens who are concerned about, again, an updated water map. So today is Wednesday the 23rd, so on the 17th I went and looked at the Park Service's website, their FAQ, and then downloaded the map that was part of the updated FAQ. You guessed it, it's the same map from September of 2020. It even says September 2020 on it. Now officially, this time they didn't call it an updated map, but they did say that they spent the year monitoring the water sources regularly. And at the end of the as of March 30th, 2021 paragraph, you provide the same map as September of 2020. Stop showing people water sources that don't exist as part of your update. Let's go to fairy tale land and pretend that the water didn't change at all, and therefore the map is still as accurate June of 2021 during an unprecedented drought as it was in September of 2020.